Hello friends, how are you? So I hope you all are doing great. So as promised, we are starting with our course on cost and management accounting, a regular course on YouTube free of cost, and we'll be covering all the chapters, right? And we'll be covering the concepts as well as numerical. So we are starting with the first chapter, that is basics of costing. So what we are going to cover in this lecture, in this chapter, is basics of costing. We are going to cover a few terminologies that are important to understand so that we can move on further to the other chapters, right? So we will be taking up the few important things, few basics we are going to build, right? Now, as we talk about this subject costing, I have written basics of costing. Okay, so we can spell it various ways. This is called in the various terminologies, like I can say one is costing, right? The other name of it is cost accounting, right? The other name of it is cost and management accounting. Cost and management accounting, right? So these are the various names given to this subject. The content of the subject remains the same, right? The content remains the same, but if we go into the terminologies, this costing means something different. This cost accounting means something different. There is another term that is cost accountancy. Cost accountancy. This terms mean something different, but on a broader sense, if we take it, on a broader role, if we take it, right, all these terminologies involve the same content, okay? Cost and management accounting. Like if we look at the CA IPCC, that is the old course, there they used to write cost accounting and financial management, right? Paper number 3. And in the new course, they write it as cost and management accounting, paper number 3. Okay. And financial management and economics for finance has moved to paper number 8. So these are the various names of the same content. There is a slight difference in the meaning of all these. Costing is something different, cost accounting is different, cost accountancy is different. I'm going to discuss each and everything with you people, right? What is the meaning of all this? So we are going to start with this basics now, the different terminologies. Now, when we talk about this subject costing or cost accounting or cost accountancy, one thing that is common among all these things is this word cost. So first you need to understand this word cost. What is the meaning of this word cost, right? I'll come to the point where I will explain how it is important for the business, okay? So we'll be dividing these lectures. Okay, one thing very important I want to tell you people, that these lectures will be of small duration only, right? Small duration means 30-40 minutes lecture. It is easy for you people to grab the things in those 30-40 minutes, because after that it starts getting the boredom, you people will start bored. So that's why we'll divide the lectures into 30-40 minutes lectures only. So now, starting with this first terminology, that is cost. What do you mean by cost? As a layman, just think as a layman, what is a cost? What is a cost, sir? Have you ever heard the term expense? Ever used, not heard I can say, because you must have heard it several times. Have you ever used the term expense? Yes, sir. Sir, does it mean cost? Okay. We'll see what it is. Meaning of cost. It is an expense. What? It is an expense attributable to an article, product or activity. Right? Attributable to an article, product or activity. See, all those having my books, they must be having this chapter number 1. See, chapter number 1, basics of costing. This is my book. Okay, so all those having, they should keep the books with themselves, right? And they should write this definition of cost. I haven't given this definition of cost, so you have to write this definition of cost only. Nothing, much important in this. That's why I haven't given in the book. What is cost? It is an expense attributable to an article. So what is the meaning? Let's try to understand with the help of an example. Now this boy X, he goes to a shopping mall. Definitely, sir, we all love going to the shopping mall. But due to COVID-19, sir, we haven't been able to go to the shopping mall, right? Yeah, that's understandable, because safety is priority. Under the COVID-19, all the shopping malls were closed, sir. We were not able to go. And most of the times we do window shopping, sir. Okay, now this X, a young boy, a college going boy, right? He wanted to buy a shirt. See, he has a book in his hand. He is going to the college, but instead of going to the college, he went to the shopping mall with his friends, right? Okay, in the shopping mall, he buys a shirt for rupees 1500. Okay, now when he returns home, he comes back home, he tells his parents that he went to the shopping mall today with his friends and I bought this shirt for rupees 1500. What is the first question your parents will ask him? What is the first question that his parents will ask him? That how much does this shirt cost, isn't it? Even you must have experienced in your personal life, whenever you go to the shopping or whenever you go out with your friends to the restaurants or anything, and when you come back home, your parents, you read your parents' eyes, the first question in their eyes will be, how much have you spent? How much have you spent? This is the first question, isn't it? You must have experienced it. Many of you must have experienced it, right? So 1500 is the expense. So this 1500 is the expense or the cost for X. For this boy X, this 1500, he has paid 1500 for this shirt. This is an expense, right? Or I can say this is the cost for X and the product here is shirt. That is why I said cost is what? Cost is an expense attributable to an article, right? What is expense in this case? Expense is 1500 rupees. Any money flowing out of your pocket is an expense, right? You have to pay for something. It is a cost. It is an expense. It is a cost for you. Attributable to an article, product or the activity. Article is shirt here. Right? How it can be a activity? How can you say for the activity? Any example for the activity, sir? Sir, you go to the cinema hall to watch a movie, right? And you pay 200 or 300 rupees for the tickets for watching a movie. That is an activity. Watching movie is an activity, right? Paying for watching a movie. Okay, that is a activity, and when you pay for it, that is your expense. Okay, so it has covered any article, product or activity. Clear? So this is the basic meaning of cost. So one thing, tell me one thing. Do you like money flowing out of your pocket, sir? Yes, sir, because when we shop, we like money flowing out of the pocket. Otherwise, sir, otherwise, your parents will like it. No, sir, because earning money is very hard. Earning money is hard, but spending money is very easy, isn't it? So the one who is earning the money, he will never like spending the money, right? We have to spend to sustain, but the hard-earned money, when you have to spend that hard-earned money, always, it hurts a bit. Anyhow, that is a cost. So similar cases for the business. Similar cases for the business. Say I am a shirt manufacturer, right? I have to manufacture a shirt. For that, I will have to spend some money first, right? I will have to spend some money first, na? To make a shirt, I will have to buy a cloth. For the to buy a cloth, I will have to pay something to the cloth manufacturer, isn't it? So that is a cost for me. Okay. Now, why it is important for me to understand this cost? Why it is important for me to study this cost? Because everyone is trying, every business tries to control its cost, right? For example, you go to the shopping mall. What will happen when you are going alone? What happens? You go to one showroom, buy a shirt for 1500 and come back home. Now you go with the next time you go with your parents. What will they do? Now the parents are experienced. They are, they have the hard-earned money. What they will do? They will go to the one shop. There they will see that shirt 1500. Now come out of that shop without buying the shirt. Go to the next shop. There you will find the similar shirt for 1400. Now what will happen? They will buy for 1400 instead of 1500. Obviously. Why? Because they want to control their cost. They want to, control their expenditure. Right? You people are kids. You will go, this shirt, I like this shirt, 1500. Okay, go for it. Okay. Why? Sir, father is earning now. Why should we take the tension? Father is earning. He has given me 2000 rupees birthday gift. So next time, go with your parents. They will get the same product at a cheaper price. They will bargain also. Yes, they will bargain also. They are very good. Especially the mothers are very good at bargaining, isn't it? Moving on. What is the next terminology? Next terminology is costing. What do you mean by this term costing? It is a technique and process for ascertaining the cost or the expense. Now it is a technique that how will you identify, okay, now you're the parents of this X, they ask him that show us the proof that you bought this shirt for 1500 and not for 2000 rupees. They are asking, his parents are asking for the proof. Now, how will he show? How will they identify? How will they ascertain that yes, the shirt is bought for 1500 rupees? He will show the invoice to them. Right now, he must be having the invoice for this shirt. So he will say, here is the invoice. So that invoice is the technique or the process for ascertaining the cost. How will you know that this is the cost? Clear? So this is the technique and process for ascertaining the cost. Now all those having my books, the first term is costing there. Okay, so I have taken three terminologies important: costing, cost accounting, and cost accountancy. So you can read it from here. Okay, so all those having the books, they can read from there. It is a technique and process for ascertaining the cost or expense. Moving on to the next terminology. What is meant by cost accounting? Cost accounting, process of accounting for the cost, recording of income and expenditure, preparation of periodical statements for ascertaining and controlling the cost. Now what will happen after after you have shown the invoice? Your father goes to the room, he comes back with a diary and started writing that on this date my son has done an expenditure of 1500 rupees on buying the shirt. So this is basically what? This is basically accounting for the cost. Accounting, in the accounting, what you do, in the simple terminology of accounting, what you do, you start writing your things, isn't it? What you do, what is meant by maintaining the accounts? Maintaining the account means that you are writing the things, you are writing your sale purchase, you are maintaining your books basically, right? Here also in the cost accounting, you are maintaining your cost books, right? So where you have done the expenditure, from where you have earned money, from where you are doing the expenditure related to costing. Okay, so your father will come out with a diary, his father, Mr. X father, not your father might also do that, right? If you are a spending baby, your father will also do the same thing. Okay, so they will prepare the periodical statements. Now your father will try to ascertain in 1 month how much expenditure is being done by my son or my daughter. Clear? So this is cost accounting. Now coming on to the meaning of cost accountancy. Cost accountancy is the application of costing and cost accounting principles. Presentation of the cost information derived for managerial decision making. Now what happens? Just try to visualize the situation. There is a business X. He has hired an accountant, right? That accountant is maintaining the books of accounts. Okay. So what happens after 1 year when you have to file your returns? What happens after 1 year? He compiles all those accounts. He prepares profit and loss statement. He prepares a balance sheet, and that profit and loss statement and balance sheet is put forward in front of that profit and loss statement and balance sheet is put in front of the management, that these are the results of the business. This is the business is going into profit or the losses. These are all the expenditures that are going through in the business, and this is the balance sheet situation of the business. Isn't that happening? Now he prepares profit and loss and balance sheet with some rules. Obviously, sir, we apply the rules in preparing the profit and loss, that this is our direct expenditure, it will go in the trading account. This is our indirect expenditure, this will go in the profit and loss account. This is my asset, it is to be shown on the right hand side of the balance sheet. This is my liability, it is to be shown on the left hand side of the balance sheet. So there are rules in preparing the profit and loss statement and the balance sheet, isn't it? So similarly, he says whatever you have written here, whatever you have done in the cost accounting thing, after that you will apply the rules and compile that data for the managerial decision making. And when you compile that data, that is known as cost accountancy, right? You have to present the cost information in a proper format. When you do that, that is called as Cost accountancy. Okay, so these are the basic terms. Okay, so all these basic terms you will find in the book also: cost accounting, cost accountancy. Okay, now coming to the next topic. What is the next topic? What are the objectives of cost accounting? Why your father brought that notebook and started writing that whatever expenditure you have done? What is the objective of doing that? See, the first objective is ascertainment of the cost. That means for a particular period, what is the total cost or the total expenditure being done, right? Similarly, for the business, a business is obviously concerned with the cost, right? A business wants to know that in a particular period, what is the expenditure or what is the cost that we are incurring. So, cost accounting, first objective is ascertainment of cost. Second is determination of selling price. Say you are a t-shirt manufacturer, you want to identify the selling price of your product. You want to identify the selling price of your t-shirt. Now, how will you identify the selling price? If you know the cost of that product, whatever you have incurred, say you are making one shirt, okay, you are making one t-shirt. In the t-shirt making, whatever things are required, the first thing you required is cloth, okay, then you require the buttons also, then whatever tag is there, size label is there. So all these things, now you know that in making one shirt, my cloth cost is 100 rupees, my buttons cost is 50 rupees, tag is 10 rupees, size label is 10 rupees. Okay, so the total cost is 100 plus 50, 150, 160, 170 rupees. So this is the total cost in making one shirt, right? This is what I have incurred in making one shirt. Now, when you want to sell this shirt, will you sell it for 170 or less than 170? No, sir, because we are doing business to earn the profits. What I will do, I will add say 50% profit to it. Then whatever will be the amount, that will be my selling price. So you cannot identify the selling price until and unless you know this 170 rupees cost, isn't it? So this is one of the objectives of doing the cost accounting. If you are not writing these costs in your books, then by the end of the year you will not remember, right? Your brain is not a ledger. Your brain is not a ledger. After 1 year, you will not remember what was the price of the cloth, button, tags, until and unless you write all these things in a proper books of accounts. You will not remember this thing, and you will not be able to identify this 170 rupees, right? If you are not able to identify this total cost, you will not be able to set the selling price of your product. Is that clear? Okay, next, ascertaining the profit of each activity. Now, when you know the cost, when you know the selling price, you can identify the profit of each activity. Profit is equal to selling price minus cost. Isn't it? This is what we have understood in the simple accounts also, sir, from +1, +2, from the day we were kids, right? Then decision making. Obviously, sir, decision making is very important. Why in the decision making, sir? How in the decision making this cost accounting helps? Sir, the business will identify the areas where they can cut on their cost, right? So they will take some crucial decision that this activity, this is a waste activity, remove it, or why are we doing extra expenditure? Second, what they can do is, say you need a cloth for this. There are two cloth manufacturers, A and B. A is providing the cloth for 100 rupees and B is providing for 95 rupees. Now you have to make decision, right? First you bought it from A for 100 rupees. After a few months you again need that cloth, and you got to know that there is another manufacturer B who is providing for 95. If you have not recorded this 100 rupees earlier, how will the management get to know that a month back we bought it for 100 rupees and compare it now with the B manufacturer, right? So cost accounting is important from that perspective. Now the company will obviously buy from B if he is providing the same quality, everything in same, and 95 rupees. Obviously, why to do the extra expenditure of 5 rupees? Obviously, we'll go for 95, sir. Isn't it? So decision making, it helps in decision making. Last is cost control and cost reduction. I will explain these terms. We'll come to these terms, cost control and cost reduction. What do you mean by cost control and cost reduction, right? So these are the objectives of cost accounting. Okay, so a difference between cost control and cost reduction. I'm coming to that now. Let's see. First we'll read, then I'll try to explain with an example what is cost reduction and what is cost control. Okay. See, I have already told in the introduction that I'll try to, link all the topics with your real life, because that is the best way to understand the concepts. Okay. So if you have any query regarding these handbooks, I'm showing these handbooks, right? So if you want these handbooks, you can get it from our website. Our website is www.ksjteaching.org, right? So you can get the handbooks from there, ksjteaching.org, and you can download the mobile app also. Our mobile app is also there, where we have other courses in the ebooks. Okay. So cost reduction. Cost reduction means analysis of each activity into value added and non-value added activities, simplification of the value added services, elimination of the non-value added services, no compromise on the product quality. Okay, I'll explain, don't worry. What is cost control? Cost control is determination of the redetermined standards, measurement of the actuals, comparison of actuals with the standards, analysis of the variances and actions, and the product quality is no guarantee. Now, let's try to understand with the help of an example. Say, sir, this is iPhone. Which model? I don't know which model, right? Okay. Now, say you have a dual SIM phone. Okay. Now, why are you keeping this dual SIM phone, sir? Why are you keeping this dual SIM phone? One is the Vodafone SIM, other one is the Airtel SIM. Okay. Both are prepaid SIMs. Or one is postpaid, one is prepaid, anyhow, whatever it is. So you have a dual SIM phone. What is the purpose of having the dual SIM phone? Listen to it very carefully. This SIM is for your family, right? Now, sir, okay, sir, got it, sir. This SIM is for our family, sir. What is the purpose of this SIM then? What is the purpose of this SIM then? Sir, this SIM is for whom? For someone special. For a special one. Got it? Okay. Now you people are mature enough to understand this special one. Okay. I'm not going into the details of this. Got it? Okay. Moving on. So this SIM is for the special one. Now what happens? One day you have a fight with this special one and you people break up. This is a very common scenario, right? Now you people break up. Now what happens after a breakup? Some will say, sir, heartbreak. That is a separate thing. Breakup means heartbreak, right? In fact, that is not a heartbreak. That is a breakup only. Heartbreak means your heart stops working. That is, it doesn't happen. Your heart starts moving for the next one, isn't it? Okay. Now what happens? You broke up with your special one. Okay. Now tell me. Now this SIM becomes redundant. Do you need this SIM now? This SIM was specially for only the special one. Even the family didn't know that you were having this SIM. Wow, sir. Interesting. Now the SIM becomes what? The SIM becomes redundant. You don't need this SIM. Now just tell me one thing. Now that you are not in talking terms with your special one, the SIM has become redundant for you people. Will you continue to recharge this SIM? Sir, why should I recharge this SIM when I no longer need this SIM? When I no longer on the talking terms with a special one, I don't need this SIM, right? You will keep this SIM out of it. Now this becomes what? This becomes my non-value added service. Non-value added service. Okay. So what will I do? I will remove this SIM. I will not recharge this SIM, right? This process is known as cost reduction. You divide the activities into value added and the non-value added, right? What is non-value added? Means those activities which even if we remove from the process will not affect the quality of our product. It will reduce the cost, but it will not have the adverse effect on the quality of the product. And value added is, and in case of value added services, we say simplification of the value added services. That means the already working SIM. That is what the family will try to find out the best and the cheapest plans in that service provider, isn't it? That's what we do. Finding best and cheapest plans. Best and cheapest plans. Okay, this is known as simplification of the value added services. Elimination of the non-value added services. That means you will not recharge this SIM. You will keep this SIM aside because you are not on talking terms now. You don't, no longer you need this SIM. Okay, so this is known as cost reduction. No compromise on the product quality. Obviously, sir, there will be no compromise on the product quality. Now, coming on to the cost control. Now what happens, sir? You broke up with this special one. After a few months, what happens? Okay, I'm removing this now. Okay. Now, what happens, sir? Again, you are having a dual SIM. You kept this SIM in your drawer. Okay, now what happens? After 2 months, you have another special one. After 2 or 3 months, you have moved on and you have another special one. This one SIM for the family is already there, sir. One SIM for the family is already there. Right? Now, this SIM is a postpaid SIM where your father pays the bill, whatever the bill is, $299, $399, whatever your father pays. Now, this is a prepaid SIM because you don't want anyone to know that you have this SIM. Right? Now, you need this SIM, sir. This SIM. Because you have another special one, sir. I have to talk for hours. Right? Sir, tell us one thing. How will a CA student or a CMA student or any professional student find time to talk to the special one? Sir, when you have a special one, you will automatically find a time. Okay, sir, we people, we CA students, we CMA students don't have time for all this. That is a separate issue. This is just an example. Okay, don't daydream into this thing. So, after a few months, you have another special one. So, again, you need this SIM. Now, this SIM becomes your value added now. From the non-value added, you have moved on to the value added. Okay. Now, what happens? This is a Geo SIM, you can say. This is a Geo SIM and you recharge it for say $599 per month. Now what will happen? Say one day your friend told you that there is a better plan in another service provider. There is a better plan, say in Airtel. He told you there is a better plan where you can have the same plan details in $499 per month. Right? So what will you do? Obviously, sir, you will shift from $599 to $499 because there is a saving of 100 rupees, isn't it? There is a saving of 100 rupees. Now, both the services, both the SIMs are value added. What you are doing is you are trying to control your cost by moving to the best possible plan. Okay, you thought that your monthly expenditure will be 499 rupees, that I have to do an expenditure monthly. My telephone expenditure for the special one will be 499 rupees. But when you compared with the actuals, you were paying 599 rupees, right? So you will try to find out the best plan that suits your requirements, right? Free calling, messaging, everything, a fast internet, but a cheaper one. Now, what will happen in this case? There might be a possibility that going for the cheaper plan might affect the call quality, right? Might affect the call quality. Jio might be providing a better quality in $599. Airtel might be providing, the Airtel towers might not be that good, and in saving this 100 rupees, you might be compromising on the quality of the call, right? And if you compromise on the quality of the call, then you might lose this special one also, right? Sir, you are giving the wrong tips. I'm not giving any tips. I'm just telling you I'm just taking an example. Okay. So, understood? This is known as cost control. Determination of the predetermined. Okay, this is not redetermined. This is predetermined standards. Determination of predetermined standards, measurement of actuals. That means you thought that I have to do an expenditure of 499. This is your thought process. What is actual? Actually, you are incurring 599 rupees. Now you will do the comparison between actuals and the standards. Then you will try to analyze the reasons for it and try to take action. That means you will look for another alternative, right, where you will have the same plan details what you are getting in 599. Okay, product quality is no guarantee. That's what I told you, that the Airtel might be having a bad call quality, right? So in saving 100 rupees, you might be losing on the call quality. So quality is not guaranteed. Your cost will come down, but the quality is not guaranteed, sir. Okay. So this is the difference between cost reduction and cost control. Okay. So these are the few basic terms. So as I have already told you people that I will divide these lectures into small parts of 30-40 minutes. The next part we'll continue with in the next lecture, right? The next part is going to be very, very, very important part. This is the base now. The next lecture is going to be very important and it is going to be the base for all the upcoming chapters, right? This elements of cost and the 4 or 5 terminologies that I am going to discuss, these are going to be very, very important. Now all those having the handbooks, what they have to do is they have to cover first 3 pages, sir. The terminologies, right? Then objectives of cost accounting, then difference between cost reduction and cost control. You have to study this, and you have to study this difference between management accounting and cost accounting also. Very simple. You will just give a plain reading and you will be able to understand, right? This direct cost and indirect cost I will cover in the next lecture now, right? I'll cover all the basic, all the important terminologies. Rest of the terminologies you can study from the handbook. A plain reading, a simple reading. You don't have to do anything extra. A simple reading will help you understand each and everything. Okay. So elements of cost will start in the next lecture. I hope this much is clear, right? If this much is clear with the examples, this is how we are going to study the whole of cost accounting with examples, with the real life problems, with the real life examples, real life situations. I'll try to connect maximum things, right? This is how my way of teaching is, my way of making you understand the concepts is. Okay. So if you like it, hit the like button, subscribe the channel, press the bell icon, and most importantly, share with your friends, right? And for the study material, you can visit our website. For study material, you can visit our website, that is www.ksjteaching.org. Right? And if you have any inquiries related to that, you can send an email at ksjteaching@gmail.com. Right? So you will get all these links in the video description also. For the Telegram channel, for the Telegram group, you can join in there, all the important updates, and for the mobile app also. For the mobile app on the Google Play Store, you can search for KSJ Teaching, you will easily find it. Okay. So we'll continue in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much.